did you do that? How did you do that?
Where's Lex? I've got a surprise for him and the rest of the Xbox guys as soon as they turn up. Two of you from Xbox, give a little wave, throw some cake. Let me see you there. Oh, on PTS. Kind of already got a couple people to go with, possibly, so I'll let you know about that one. I'm not gonna... what's the word? I'm not gonna save slots right away. Let me get on there first. Okie dokie. I suppose most of you saw the dungeons already. Or some of them. And we know this is an update, so we'll start from the juicy stuff. Balance and stuff as well. I know they're hitting some of the weapon traits. That'll be interesting. Right. Bloodroot Forge had been buried. I'm not going to read the description of the dungeon. 2 4-player dungeons, which we already know. Both dungeons include a normal version in addition to a challenge and vet version. So I'm assuming there'll be 2 busts or whatever. You can acquire unique item sets, including 2 new Undaunted Monster Mask sets, only available within these dungeons. So is that 2 or 4? Matt, how you doing? Patch notes are up. Pull up a chair. New skin, typical. New hat. More titles. Unique housing items, interesting. About time they added those to the dungeons. Unless, of course, they mean the trophies. Maybe. We've added several new collectibles that you can obtain through the Horns of Reach DLC game pack. Bullhorns emote, a collectible emote obtained by entering the dungeon. Entering either dungeon. So you've got... this is the start of something new. Collectible emotes. Interesting. That's not going to be the first. Sorry, that's not going to be the last. Collectible furnishings, a new displayable trophy and bust for each dungeon, obtained by defeating Domihas House, how you pronounce that, the Bloody Horned, Falkreath Hold, and Earthgorn, I can't pronounce that, Alagam, in Bloodroot Forge in normal and vet modes. The skin is obtained by completing the Falkreath Hold Challenger achievement, sorry. So, that's going to hurt. We'll look at those when I get onto PTS as well. I'll obviously look at all the achievements and see what they are. And what have we got here? I think I saw this on the live stream actually. That's like a helmet. Obtained by completing Bloodroot Forge Challenger achievement. I briefly saw this, but basically in the last DLC where we had the dungeons, you get 2 separate skins and you can only wear one or the other obviously, but this was the idea I think where they have the hat and the skin and you can put them both on at the same time. Which is pretty cool. As long as they give us that on PTS already, we can have a look at that as well. Ahaha, this is what we want. 8 new item sets available for the 2 new dungeons. Falkreath Hold, that's a really uncomfortable word to pronounce. And Bloodroot Forge. Each dungeon has 1 light, 1 medium, 1 heavy, and 1 monster set. Note that values are for full set at 160 gold. This skin looks cold, black eyes. Nice. Lex, how you doing? Lex, guess what? I'll let you guess first. Okay, so what we got? Max Magic, Magica Recovery, Healing done. When you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, you create a circle of consecrated ground that heals you and your allies within 5 meters for 11,000 health over 10 seconds. This can happen once every 10 seconds. That is really nice. Holy shit. Now, of course, it's... not, well, it is procced regardless. It's damage or heals off of a set, which means it won't crit, but that's going to be bloody high. That's a nice healer set. Really, really nice. Probably a bit overdue, but happy with that. Max stam, weapon crit, weapon damage. When you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to create... What the hell is that? Underneath the enemy after 1 second, dealing 2k physical damage to all enemies within 2.5 meters and causing them to bleed for an additional 8k physical damage over 10 seconds. This can occur once every 10 seconds. Not hugely pleased about that. There's better stuff. Spooky, how you doing? Carol, evening. Iron Blood. Here we go. This is the one. I saw this. This looks fucking awesome. When you take damage, you have an 8% chance to turn your blood into pure iron and gain major protection for 10 seconds, reducing your damage by 30%, but your movement speed is reduced by 75%. This can happen once every 15 seconds. That's really, really good. Only a 5-second gap there. This is going to be freaking hilarious to see people trying to pull off in PvP, because they're going to be chasing someone down, and then when they get there, they're going to proc this shit and they're going to stop running. But for tanks and PvE, of course, that looks really, really powerful. I like that. Wonder how that's going to work alongside Pirate Skeleton. Maybe they can bounce off each other. One can work at a time. Dome House. Stamina. Max Magicka. When you deal damage, you have a 15% chance to create either a ring of fire or a ring of molten earth around you for 10 seconds, which deals 1k flame damage or 1k physical damage every second. Standing within the ring grants you 200 spell damage or 200 weapon damage. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds. That, hang on, while standing in the ring. So I imagine, what, so this is a buff in a group. When you deal damage, 50% chance to create a ring. How big is the ring? Huh, interesting. I don't know what that means. We'll have to find out. Looks good. Like a different take on spell power. Spell power cure. If it works that way, probably doesn't. Bloodroot Forge. These sets sound cool. They do. The healer one's awesome, man. Really like it. Max magic, spell damage, spell penetration. When you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to summon a line of flame that moves forward, dealing 8k flame damage to the enemy in its path. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. A lot of proc sets. Really nice. Spell penetration. That's something you don't see much on Magicka sets. I know we've got the spinners or whatever that is, but that's quite a nice set. Be interesting to see how high that is. This flame path thing reminds me kind of like the ones in Banished Cells or City of Ash, the shit that flies across the floor. Lex, are you still there? Blood Drinker, medium armor, weapon crit, weapon damage, and then the fourth piece is weapon crit again, so pretty standard stuff. Last one, increases the damage you deal with bleed damage over time effects by 20%. Oh, so rend and slashes, rend your axe bleed, and whatever else there is for blades. Those three specifically definitely would be really, really strong. 20% increase to that. Very nice. Probably need to add a little bit more to that. I think the two-hander, brawler, that's a bleed as well, isn't it? Hagraven's Garden, heavy armor, max health, health recovery, meh. Healing taken, very good. When you take damage while under 50% health, you summon a preservation of nature around you for 5 seconds. Any damage you take from enemies outside of the preservation is reduced by 50%, and the first time an enemy tries to enter it, they are knocked back 5 meters. This can happen once every 45 seconds. That would be quite annoying. Wondering if Hagraven could or should replace a dragon on Almost Immortal Warrior. I don't know. The dragons are mostly for recovery and cheaper ultimates, but it's quite nice. When you take damage while under 50%, you summon a Let me double check this again. For 5 seconds, any damage. No, it's a long cooldown. I like it, but it's really long cooldown. Not so hot on that. Earthgore monster set. Here we go. Healing done is the first piece, and when you heal a friendly target that is under 50% health, you conjure a pool of quenching blood underneath them, which soaks up enemy placed effects instantly and heals all friendly targets in the area for 30k health over 3 seconds. This can happen once every 35 seconds. That is fucking broken. Wow. Need some of that. What was the other monster set? Oh yeah, that was the booster. The DPS booster. Okay, so this healing set here, this monster set, about time healers actually got a proper healing set, because the rest are a bit weak in comparison to what they were when they could crit. And this set here, this healing set here, Droga's Rest, that's ridiculous as well. So you stack this and spell power if you could get away with it. You might have to sword and board or something with the rest on the back. That's really, really nice. There's a die to unlock as well, of course. Of course there is. Lex isn't responding anymore. He's going to be upset if he misses out. I found something for you, Lex. New game mode has been introduced into Battlegrounds. Grab bag with Chaos Ball added into the rotation of all maps. This mode introduces a single ball in the game and your team earns points by holding the ball. You can carry the ball around and use... Spooky. So when are you going to stream those dungeons? After this. After the patch notes. Where did I get to? It's free and no other requirements for scoring than holding on to the ball. So just keep it for as long as possible. Holding the ball comes at a cost. The Chaos Ball has a stacking healing and shield debuff, as well as pulse and oblivion damage to all allies in the area. Nasty. So if you hug up and stack up, you will take damage. Hector, how you doing? There are no sigils of power in this game mode. The game ends when a team scores 500 or it reaches 15 minutes. Okay, fair enough. Arcane University. See, this is... I saw this on the live dev stream as well. I thought this was going to be something else, but still happy about it. Arcane University is now available in as a Battlegrounds map. All game modes, including Chaos mode, so you get everything. You don't need to own Imperial City DLC game pack to play the Arcane University, so you don't need ESO Plus or the map, I guess. You do need to own Morrowind, of course. Access to Arcane University functions identically to all other Battlegrounds by utilising the party system through the group tool, which we all know is broken. LNT, thank you very much for subscribing. Captain Jack is on the rum early this evening. Welcome aboard. Miscellaneous Battleground updates. Here we go. What's your first name? How come everyone wants my name and my age? It's not that hard to find. You earn a medal for each tick of scoring while holding the Chaos Ball, and can earn additional medals for holding the ball for at least 30, 60 or 90 seconds. Obviously you'll probably be dead by then. Time-based medals are awarded when the ball is dropped. Awesome. Healing medals have been adjusted to trigger off lower values across all game modes. Okay, this should result in more medals being earned for support play. Interesting. I suppose people just run around with rapid regen. Lali, Redoran and Telvanni motifs are now available in Vardenfell. Excellent. These three styles and their associated style items can be found by stealing from citizens of Vardenfell, picking their pockets, stealing from their safe boxes and looting thieves' troves left behind by fellow members of the Thieves Guild. Now this I like, because there is not enough in the game for pickpockets as a hobby or as a way to make money. First of all, I think the Thieves Guild shouldn't have a limit. You don't have a limit on how much you can loot in a dungeon, so why should you have a limit on how much you can pick pockets? But at least you can now get some decent rewards. There was a few things in the patch before last, like the skulls if you killed the people, and there was also the wanted posters from the guards. But this is quite interesting. I like this. You're going to see a lot of dead civilians or guards chasing people because they failed to pick the pockets. Okay, what do we got here? Miscellaneous quality of life updates and improvements. Here we go. Added a number of updates to the base game affecting guilds, research, and even types of items to can bank. See, now I thought I was saying that wrong. That's a typo. Nice. This also includes various updates to UI screens relating to crafting, gameplay, and general itemization. Xynode, you will go play ESO soon, right after you read through the patch bits for the DLC. Yes. Let me finish the patch notes. They've only just started. Guild invites and guild invite acceptances in the guild history now include the account name of who extended the invitation. Ha ha ha! So, trolley guild invite kickers, you know, invite kick, invite kick, invite kick to try and piss people off. That will now flag up who did the inviting in the first place. So now you know who your snake is. Very nice. Added a guild rank permission for view guild bank gold, which controls all guild ranks' abilities to see amount of gold stored in the guild bank. I thought you already could, but okay. Indeed, poisons. Patch notes indeed. Enchanting and crafting, or vice versa. You can now cancel an active research if you want to start researching something else instead. That's quite handy. Item consumed during research initiation will not be refunded. Okay, so if you research something for 15 days, you got 5 left, but you want to quickly research a dagger that's going to take you 6 hours, sorry, or 6 days. You can just turn it off and come back to it later. That makes sense. Items can now be locked or unlocked from the improvement screen. Locked items can also be improved, but only if 100% chance. I'm glad they put that bit at the end because I almost crapped it then. When I read this, I thought we were going to end up destroying our stuff by having the wrong percentage on there, but apparently only 100% will work, so that's interesting. Hopefully that will save some time trying to find stuff and then realising it's in your bag already locked. Equipped items can now be improved. That saves a bit of time because sick of keep trying to take stuff off, put it on, take stuff off, put it on to improve it, especially if it's like twice spawn or something, because you have to go re-pick the Munderstones. Oh shit, it's pissing down. Sorry. You'll no longer be warned that an item can be destroyed if you upgrade its chance to 100%. Okay, so you can't fail it, so it doesn't tell you. Enchant... What's this? Sorry, connection drops, so you're doing these dungeons now. No, I'm reading the patch notes first, then I'll do the dungeons. Can you post me the link for the patch notes? So I've got to go to sleep, but I like to read it. In fact, yes, what I'll do is I'll put... Oh, not paste. Cancel that, it's my own page there. Patch notes. Let me do it on this page here. 1 second. That's the ones. Copy. Paste into the description. Patch notes for horns of the range. Give it 2 seconds to refresh, and then you'll have the link. Also, I'll post it in here as well. Patch notes back from me in some awesome. Where were we? Enchanting a locked item will now require an additional confirmation. Finally! How many people have over enchanted a Maelstrom weapon and ballsed it up? I have. Too many times. And they were locked. Just because I was trying to charge it up in a hurry. Or the game froze, whatever. No worries, Molney. This is awesome. So, you can still do it, but it requires additional confirmation. So, you get that kind of slap around the head to tell you that you're doing something wrong. Fair. Probably should just take it out completely, but at least we know. We've added a setting, combat cues in the gameplay menu that allow you to control the color, brightness of friendly and hostile combat cues. Good. Damage over time abilities will not... Sorry, I need to shut the window. That is really chucking it down out there. Wow. So, there's a thunderstorm coming. Let's have a look at this. Alter the brightness in the user interface, yes, of course. Damage over time abilities will now display the number of hits you received from the ability next to the ability icon. That's interesting. So you can see how many ticks the incoming damage is. You know, mechanics. Just doing has some nice mechanics even on normal. I'm going to get to that, Honoured. Be patient. I'll show everyone afterwards. Where was I? I'm losing it. Yeah, there is a new skin. Furniture listed in guild stores can now be previewed. Thank God for that. How many times you bought stuff on the market, furniture, and been really pissed off when you got it because it looks awful, or it's really, really tiny, or it's something crap. Now you can actually preview what you're going to buy, or what you're not going to buy rather, because it looks shite. But that's really, really useful. Added a warning for equipped and bind or equipped items that are blue quality gear or higher. Okay, so you don't accidentally put something on you want to sell. Ryder, how you doing? You can now deposit alliance points and RIP vouchers into your bank where they may be withdrawn by any of your characters. That's bloody handy. You play on the PTS for the first time. Do you start at level 1? No, you can have templates on there, so you can pick a level or a max level character and just go from there. I'm not going to comment on the dungeons yet because I'm going to get through the patch notes first. People are getting ahead of me a little bit. Current store categories that have new items in them will have an indicator next to them. Okay, fine. Oh, I need to see this. A character receiving alliance points in this fashion will not increase your alliance rank or progress Yeah, of course, because if you pick up the AP, then it will level you up. So basically, if you go to PvP on one character specifically, and smash out alliance points left, right, and center, you can then put them on your other character. Can't level up from it, of course, but at least you can put them in the bank. So that's quite nice. I like that. Crown store categories, read that already. Reporting a player will now also ignore them when the ticket is submitted. Is that for PC or PS4 and Xbox as well? Because if you ignore someone on the PlayStation, PSN specifically, they can still message you in the game. So is this a function that now allows you to ignore people in the game, or is this just a PC thing? Because on PlayStation you can't do it. Update the Ripmaster Merchant, of course, there's going to be more stuff. These gold furnishing plans have been replaced with new stock. So there is now a new gold quality furnishing plan for each profession available. Previous available recipes are being retired for the time being. Note that. This here, the time being. Though they may show up again at some point in the future. So whatever is on the merchant right now, if you haven't bought it already, it's going away for a little while. A number of new recipes and furnishings have been added to the game. Obtainable by participating in various activities throughout the world. So unlockable stuff, cool. These include, but are not limited to, harvesting certain types of nodes in the area, participating in justice and defeating enemies in the new Horns of Reach dungeons, Cold Harbour and Aelid Ruins. Champion point increase. 30 points. Thanks. I can't complain about it. I do want the more CPs, but we need more than this. People aren't really struggling to catch up because everybody knows to go to Skyreach and just get bored there for hours and hours and get their CPs up. But there's a lot of people way over the cap, and this rate, they're always going to be way over the cap with points they're never going to use. But whatever, giving us some more points, so that's all good. Templates for the first part. Oh yeah, of course, PTS is live. So we also have dungeon waste shrines revealed, usual stuff there. New player-owned homes coming from update 15 are currently inaccessible, but will be available later on PTS. We need 1,000, yeah, I know. 1,000 CPs would be awesome. Renamed, okay. Capture the flag to capture the relic. I don't know why that was relevant. Correct several minor issues with sitting in chairs. We'll need that. When is the patch live on console? No idea. It's only just now hit PTS, like literally today. Fix an issue where Vardenfell rugs could prevent NPCs from walking into houses. Getting stopped from entering your house because of a rug. Fixed issue with missing textures. Good. Vivek, are you reading this? Vivek's underwear is now the same colour as his loincloth, for those who previously checked. This is what they do. Oh my god. Fixed numerous gaps, clipping and distorting. Usual stuff with motif styles. I did see that one actually as a pain. You will no longer see error messages related to visual effects when using the Ashland Ruby Ash Staff. Yeah, I know. They've fixed Vivek's pants. Perfect. Fixed an issue where red ore and heavy armor would contain floating pieces. Oh, that's funny. Are you playing on PTS tonight? Yes. It's now no longer carrying invisible platter. This is all visual fixes, basically as important as the Khajiit's ears being shown on hats. Although a bug fix nonetheless. Foreman Lafdar no longer walks off in the middle of a conversation during the quest. A town without purpose. Wow. So you're talking to NPC and he just pisses off for no reason. Yes, I will be streaming it because there's no NDA. Numerous NPCs in Vardenfell will now respond properly when attacked from a distance. Fix an issue preventing citizens in Vivek City from being able to properly fight some creatures. Okay, ward. Oh. Balance changes. Look out. Cutting dive. This morph can now be cast while you are silenced. Of course, because that would be the stam morph, and it doesn't require magic, so that makes sense. Subterranean Assault, Scorch morph. This morph can now be cast while you're silenced as well. So the two stamina morphs were being affected by silence. So, for example, negate bubble or something like that when they shouldn't. So that's fair enough. Budding seeds, healing seed morph. This morph can now be cast even if you have an enemy targeted in your... Okay, that's... I mean, that's fair enough. Updated this passive abilities tooltip to indicate its cooldown. Makes sense, I guess, although a lot of people don't read the skills anyway. Updated this ability in its morphs tooltip to indicate the maximum damage they can absorb from a single projectile. That's actually very, very relevant, because it doesn't state a set amount, it just says projectiles. If you have an open slot tonight, can you invite me? If we do, I have had a couple of people shout for that already. I won't take slots right now, but once I set up, I'll scream for it, and if you're there first, then fair enough. Healing seed, fix a grammatical error from the tooltip of this ability and its morphs. So that's not a balance fix. Oh, I see. Normal bugs. Nature's Graph fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs could be cast on certain critters. Strange. Fixed a grammatical error on this ability's tooltip. Perfect. Monsters. This are no longer target and no longer disappear before moving out of the viewable area. So there's just general bugs for mobs and stuff where they keep disappearing, staying in the air and all that kind of stuff. So they've hopefully fixed most of these. Silt Strider shadows no longer disappear when viewed at certain angles. That's a weird one as well. Slash now produces audio. Good. Iron Etronarch Lava Weave will now visibly impact you when damage is dealt. I'm sure that would be annoying. World bosses. Nameplate no longer becomes detached from this model. There was a lot of bugs in Morrowind. More CP, indeed, 30 points. Better than nothing. We could have done with more, but it's better than nothing. The Unbroken now properly reset after they're defeated. Yeah, he was bugged. He kept, well, this one specifically, kept getting stuck in the wall. Fix a number of minor camera issues that could occur when interacting with crafting stations. Fix an issue where certain types of mudcrab in Morrowind would never drop mudcrab chitin when slain. This is something one of the guys in the guild came up with yesterday. Fungal Grotto. Shit ton of mudcrabs. This never drops. Hopefully they fixed that. I'm late, what did I miss? You missed the sets. I mean, you can rewind. If not, I'll put this up later. But that's pretty much it. Just some balance changes at the moment as far as bugs and a couple warden issues are concerned. But we haven't got to the juicy stuff yet. There's still some alterations to the game. If CP cap's too high, it will be daunting for new players to pick up the game. That would be, if that was the case. Unfortunately, you can actually level up CPs really, really fast now in comparison to what it used to be. Where are we? Unify the behavior of the crafting writ delivery sites in Vivek City. These sites are now consistently used for rank 1 writs instead of a mix of rank 1 and maximum writs. Fair. Question to all here, including new Xynode. Healer Nightblade, is it viable in the more? All healers are viable, it just depends on how you do it. This for the new update DLC. Yes, it's in the title column. Forgotten Ways fix an issue where you could be knocked back through doors. They did this to a couple dungeons as well, because it's a little bit naughty, but you could go into Direfrost Keep and get all the way through the dungeon by getting smacked by bears through the door, so you could solo the last boss. But they fixed it. They fixed it on a lot of dungeons. You can no longer mount in this public dungeon. Boo. Mike, how you doing? Fix an issue where you could be knocked back through the door. So I've already read that part in there. The incomprehensible artifact found in halls of fabrication now has appropriate flavor text for its incomprehensibility. Okay, standardize the amount of treasure chest spawns. Oh, okay. So they've made them meet in the middle. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'll be doing the PTS stuff later. If you want to go and do that, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to be going through all the patch notes first before I stream anything. Fix an issue that caused the killing of Nixox livestock to advance poultry assassin achievement. Oh my god, they counted as chickens. Oh dear. Furniture now has appropriate icon, so there's some bugs with some of the furniture that they fixed. Lamp, stationary, fix an issue that could occur when standing up from a Telvanni chair. Okay. I'd like to see some of these bugs. They sound really funny, some of them. Just grinding my DK. Awesome. You can now manually retrieve the blue floral banner found at the Telgaran home. Okay, so they had some items in there that got stuck. Justice system, several NPCs in Varnfell now no longer speak to you when you are notorious. Some will comment on how shady you are, while others have more extreme reactions when witnessing criminal activity. Slaves are now easier to steal from. Nobles are now slightly more difficult to steal from. So I like all the pickpocket and stuff being introduced. Like a lot of rewards from it. But I still think they need to remove the cap on how many you can sell a day. My new Stanley EK is sick. Awesome. Created several minor issues with the safe box placement. Again, little bug fixes. Polish the timing and voiceover of many quests. Voiceover fixes. Many typos found in quest text. There's a lot of bugs with Morrowind. I mean, I'm glad they've found it, but that's a lot. I'm going to skip back to check out sets. See you in a minute. No worries. I did get to that bit at the beginning, so if you roll back a few minutes, you'll see it. Supposed to say news, but I'm retarded. What? Okay. Fixed an issue where you could attack monsters without being attacked back. Broken, clearly. You can no longer mount in this delve. Boo. Will now spawn faster for those who do not have the Polk achievement. Impassable areas of the delve are now correctly marked on the map. Nyx hounds in the delve will now animate properly when attacking. Falling into the magma now hurts, as it should do. Correct. It should. You can now no longer mount. Okay, so they're taking away all the mounts from all the delves and stuff by the looks of it, so they want you to run around really, really slowly. Quest fixes. Fix an issue where... I don't know how you appropriately pronounce that. It looks funny. Come stuck in the wall. Hireling of House Telvanni. You will no longer receive text displaying complete when you are not. My mag DK gets texture glitch problems when I got spell scar, so I have to leave and reset the game. Yep, probably you do. Failing that, this section of the patch notes, even if you go backwards, has fixed a lot of visual bugs, especially the one that you're describing, or possibly that one. Where are we? At any cost, improve the spawn rate of some of the bosses. Okay, so you don't waste so much time. Fix an issue where your quest progress would become blocked if you attacked with a resto staff equipped. Strange things that they find. So if you attack that particular person there, the main character, with the resto staff, it bugs out. Just the resto staff. I'm not going to go through every single one of these quest ones because that was going to get a little tedious, but it looks like they've fixed a hell of a lot. There was a lot of bugs with their quests. You can no longer stand on destroyed crates in a mercenary camp. Okay. You have any idea how long heroic slash takes to level? Not long. You need to make sure that's on the bar that you get an XP with though. Stelkin has decided advertising might help his business in Vivek City and has put his shop name on his banner. Updated the shulk or mine load screen to better reflect the mine. Why not? Where's the juicy stuff? Monster abilities. Basilisk pattern no longer switches between the melee to the ranged versions and vice versa, as you can react to its telegraph. Lunge will no longer cast while bounty hunter is immobilized. Okay. More visual issues. People's limbs falling off and stuff. How much patch notes we have? Dude, there's a link in the description if you want to have a look at it yourself, but there's quite a lot. Dungeons, here we go. Reduce the amount of monsters that Overfiend calls for assist. Really? Why do you keep nerfing this stuff? So the first boss in ICP basically has loads and loads of minions that come out. The more aggressive you are towards the boss, the faster the enemies come out, because they come out in increments of health. So if you pace the boss, kill the ads, paste the boss again, kill the ads, etc, etc. They've reduced the amount of ads. Great. Reduce the health of Lord Warden's dust clones. Do me a favour. Oh my god. Stop nerfing these dungeons. These are meant to be difficult. What's this? White Gold Tower. 2 players can now receive the Moth Priest's vision instead of 1 through the entire encounter. That's a nerf as well. Because now, if you only have, say for example, the first stage, you have like 4 portals and 1 person normally goes around and does it. Both of you can do it instead, or 2 people. So it's faster. Plane mailed rifts are now easier to target. Plane mailed rifts now have less health. Why have you messed with these bosses? These are punishing deliberately if you don't follow the mechanics, and you just made it easier. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I like the game obviously, and I do appreciate a lot of the stuff that comes through, but these dungeons don't need to keep getting nerfed. I honestly think they are fine as they are. They're meant to be difficult. Your tank and your healer gets pause. If you have the, what do you call it? The ball, I'll call it. You don't get portals. So if you're the tank, you pick that up, they burn the boss, you don't get portals. Then you only swap. It's up to you. And the tank can kill them anyway. Just give them a couple of taunts, like heavy attack and a taunt, you'll be able to do it. Or slot shield assault if you have to, so you can get across the room quicker. Or use chains if you're a DK. The morph that refunds magic if you can't taunt, if you can't pull it in, and you can just spam the portal with that from range, and you'll always get the magic back, so you can kill it really quick. There's ways around it. Where are we? Telvar jewelry lockbox merchants now sell rings and necklaces direct with no intervening box. So that's a middle finger to everyone farming Telvar stones in the past, because before you used to have a box with a random piece in it and you spent loads and loads of Telvar stones to get them. Now you can choose, which is a good thing, I guess. You can actually purchase what you want, but I'm sure people spent a lot of these getting those in the past, especially powerful assault and all those types of things, Black Rose and everything before they nerfed it. These items are always champion point 160 with legendary gold quality. Awesome. The cost remains the same, fair enough. As a result of these changes, these vendors, whatever their names are known as Telvar jewelry merchants. Makes sense. Quests. Speaking of the dead, fix an issue to prevent grouped players from completing the quest step place. Okay, so they fixed another quest. What do we got? Art and animation. Large ears no longer clip through the hood of the... Oh god, the ceremonial mask. I think that's the one you get from Hrothgar. It's like a tiny face and some little horns and a hood. Now your ears don't clip through it. And again, ceremonial mask no longer clips into small Khajiit faces. Wow. Once again in his proper place. Didn't know he moved, but apparently so. Hi, I hope you are and everyone are well. Question: can I make rings that I pick up better? Nope, you can't. You can alter the enchant on it. Hang on, let me read that again. Better by enchanting or our best ring. Right, you can alter the enchant itself, but you can't improve the quality of the actual piece of jewelry. Not yet, anyway. I'm sure they'll bring that in. Expansion items, item sets. Weapons and armor from the Briarheart, Mark of the Pariah, and Trinimax sets will now drop in the full set of normal traits. That does not include Nirnhone. So I guess they must have been missing some. So probably going to get loads of training stuff of this. Welcome back. Fix an issue where some resto staves of the Pariah were bind on pickup. I guess they were originally, so had some old ones left. These are now correctly bind on equipped. Daily delves. Oh, the delve daily quest can now be shared. Oh, that's nice. So how that's helpful. Hrothgar, for example, will use that because they're talking about that with the Briarheart stuff. There's daily group quests, and then there's daily delve stuff, solo stuff. Now it looks like you can actually pick it up and share it with everybody else, and all go do it together anyway. And you still only have one delve per day in your journal at a time. So yeah, you can pick up your friends. Exactly the same as the world bosses. Puzzle and Cold Wind Lair can now be interacted with properly, unblocking the quest. Good. Here we go. Dungeons. We're going to get more nerfs. So I know I saw your easy tank. Do you wear a costume for it? Your face looks black and there is a blue skin. It's a VMAL skin. It's for complete invert, more of Lorcage. And the costume, yes, it's a tribunal costume of some description. I don't remember which one. I'll have to have a look when I'm on the game. Let's see. Reduce the damage of Dranos Orb of Spite and Wrath of Mephala abilities. This is where it's all coming to. They've already nerfed White Gold Tower and ICP. And now this is going to be a nerf also. Increase the cast time so you can avoid it better. I believe... Increase the cast time. I don't know, where is it? Now places a visual effect on the player character Veladrift is targeting. Okay. Decrease how much stamina and magicka is drained by disease spores. Oh my god. Marrow Fiends no longer cast Searing Bond. Shadow Spine now does less damage in normal and veteran. Damage with hard mode enabled is unchanged. Okay, so this bracket part here, I'm not too fussed about. That's fine. But confirmed, they have nerfed the dungeon in multiple different areas, making it easier. Again. Where are we? Sludge Stinger will no longer clear any taunt debuffs after completing their Feral Blitz ability. Increase the cast time of Brutal Bellow. Increase the visual intensity of Swamp Spice while it's still on the ground. Salnir will no longer become immune to taunt while casting Monstrous Blitz. He will still charge his selected target, but will respect an active taunt debuff once the charge completes. Will now cast Monstrous Blitz less often. So again, he's been slightly nerfed as well. We just found so much sharpened. Guess it's also going to spit on us again. Not necessarily. We'll see. I haven't got to that part yet. I know there's some changes to the traits. Fixed an issue where Abba's watch heavy armor could clip. There's a lot of this armor clipping shit that they fixed. Just did the description. No longer reference 160 champion point. Okay. More quest stuff. Combat balance. This is what we want to see. What is broken and what isn't. Is it changed to PvP as well? I'm halfway through the list, dude. I have no idea. Probably. Adjusted elemental status effects such as burning or concussion, so they scale with your max magicka or max stamina in addition to your... Oh, shit. Addition to your max spell or weapon damage. Their damage has also been adjusted due to this new scaling and should remain relatively unchanged with the exception of burning, which now deals approximately double the damage of before. Ouch. Burning status. Burning now lasts 4 seconds and ticks every 2 seconds, so it's got 2 ticks essentially. Previously lasting 3 seconds and ticking every 1.5. So, okay, it's the same, it's just a longer duration. Total damage ticks remain unchanged. Poison now deals its total damage over 6 seconds, down from 12. Fair enough. Concussion and chilled secondary effects. Minor vulnerability and minor maim now last 4 seconds, down from 6 and 5 seconds respectively. That's not too bad. Especially if you're stacking those bonuses all the time anyway. Summon pets from abilities and item sets now move 10% faster. Brilliant. They can get in the fight and die quicker. Why not? Dodge rolling now grants immunity to immobilizations when it is used while you are silenced. Strange. Okay, so this looked like it was going to be something a bit mental, but it doesn't look like it is. They scale from your max magic or max stamina in addition to your spell. So the higher your magic, I guess, the more often you can proc these, as well as the actual RNG for proccing them in the first place with the applied damage type. Strange. We'll see how that pans out. Ardent Flame Combustion. This passive ability now increases the damage of burning and poisoned by 25 to 50, down from... Oh, they nerfed the poison and flame damage of the DK. Suck ass. No, thank you. It's not much, but it's still a nerf. Dark Talons, this ability and Choking Talons morph now deal magic damage instead of physical damage. That makes sense, especially considering it's generally used by tanks or magic DKs. Awesome. That means also in PvP, if you're stacking a shit ton of stamina, that isn't going to do too much damage. Not that it did anyway. Obsidian Shard. Oh, Obsidian Shard. Increase the radius of the heal and it's morphed to 28 meters from 10. This is really, really strong. Not many people try this. It's the stone fisting. It knocks people down. The other morph for it, instead of it doing additional damage, it actually heals you or somebody else or whatever, like a breath of life. But the range is really, really boosted. I like that. A lot of classes can play healer now. Sork, Stormcall, and Surge. This ability and its morphs now use your highest critical strike rating to determine their critical strike chance. This ability and its morphs now use your highest crit strike. What? Okay, I guess there was an issue with that. Not something I noticed. Werewolf. Updated several animations used in the werewolf abilities to improve their response time when weaving with other abilities. Fire Rune, this ability and its morphs are now hidden to enemy player characters. Good, because that was too easy to dodge. Here we go. They messed with the buffs. Major Minor Defile. This debuff now also decreases the enemy's health recovery in addition to decreasing their healing received. That's nasty. This introduces more counterplay against health recovery builds or item sets such as Troll King, which grants large amounts of health recovery. This is naughty. So versus those cancer builds in PvP, look out, look out, look out. Major and Minor Defile are now going to hurt even more. Oh shit. Mundus Stone. Mundus Stone values and bonuses have been retuned with a focus on improving overall diversity. Almost all Mundus Stones were buffed, with the exception of Thief, which was slightly nerfed due to the overshadowing of all other choices. That's pretty fair. Most Mundus Stones aren't being used. The Lady was upgraded to grant both spell and physical. I like that. The Love was completely redesigned to grant spell and physical penetration to counter the Lady and provide greater flexibility. Oh shit, you can get penetration from a Mundus Stone. That's quite good. We've also standardized Mundus Stone values against other systems that grant similar bonuses such as enchants or item sets, so you can customize the stats you care about in each system without needing to worry about weighing the exact values against each other. Mundus Stones are now equivalent to 1.85 times of that set bonus. Very, very nice. Are you going to play ESO today? How rude. Yes, I am. This is Patch Notes first play later. We're going to see what we've got. They nerfed the Thief indeed. The values and bonuses of most Mundus Stones have been adjusted in the following ways. Let's see what they did. Increase the spell damage 238 from 167. Atronach has been boosted. Thank you very much. My tank will be really, really happy with that. More magical recovery. Get in. Now grants spell resistance in addition to physical resistance at the value of 2752. That's not bad, actually. Now grants... Oh, naughty. That's quite a lot of penetration. That's pretty good. The Lord now increases max health by 2231 instead of 1452. Not bad. What do we got? No, don't worry. I'm just fucking with you. It's fine. I'm not offended. 2K Magicka. That's quite nice. Are you streaming on Thursday? Quite possibly. I'm streaming pretty much every day, except for maybe Sundays now. We'll see. Increased stamina recovery to 238 instead of 167. Not bad. Same for the Steed. That's not too bad. Reduced critical strike chance from 9% to 9% from 11. So we lose 2%. I'm not that mad about that. Increased max stamina to 2k instead of 1.3. Increased weapon damage to 238 instead of 167. And the Shadow and the Ritual remain unchanged. These ones might get a look in now. So if you can stack a shit ton of crit, you could probably get away with penetration on your weapons, on your Mundus Stone, and then alter the weapons you use, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't mind this change. Adds a little bit of diversity, and of course the Thief nerf isn't all that bad. In an effort to reduce this will affect my bum with a nerf tool sharpened. In an effort to reduce the visual effect noise in a group combat situation, we've hidden most visual effects from... Okay, so this is basically not making it so in your face, so you can actually see what you're bloody doing. Effective player abilities include Ash Cloud and its morphs, Path of Darkness, Twisting Path, Volatile Familiar, Hurricane, good, that gets in the way. Rune focus, that's not too bad. Impaling shards, volley's fine. Wall of elements. This is a little bit awkward because if it's a flame wall, for example, Dynamite, how you doing? If it's a flame wall, you can't see red very easy through that and Destro ultis, so that's quite handy. Almost all PvE meta builds got fucked by the thief nerf. It's not that bad. Elemental storm and its morphs. Yeah, see, these are overwhelming. You can't see shit, so I'm glad they're kind of squashed them down a bit so they're not so in your face. Also affected sets. Bahara's Curse, Essence Thief. Essence Thief isn't an eyesore. Grofdar is an eyesore. That's too much. Alhambris can be as well. Leechin's not too bad. You can barely see that unless you're looking for it. Sheer Venom, again, it's not that bad. Let's see what they've got here. Having less visual effect on the screen improves both visual clarity and performance, which makes it easier to respond to more important visuals that come from enemy attacks. That's very, very true. So, let's see what they're doing with that. Summoned pets will no longer despawn and respawn when attempted to follow you. Good, because that's annoying. Fix an issue where permanently summoned pets such as unstable, familiar, or wild guardian would cause you to unsheath your weapon every time you zoned into a new area. Fixed an issue where the cooldown buff from spear shards and necrotic orbs synergy had different names. Okay. Sending your combat pet to attack an enemy now waits until your pet reaches its target to start combat. Okay, I guess you were introducing combat straight away, even though you hadn't hit anything yet. Non-combat pets' names now more accurately reflect the creature's name. Oh, more changes. Dark Talons. Fixed an issue. Oh, these are fixes. Krishna, you're a legend. Thank you very, very much indeed. Everybody throw that man some cake. Oh, shit. Go back down the list. I'll find it. I need to throw cake in the chat. Where did we get to? Oh, I lost my page. Justice system. Seen that already. Saw that. We were at combat, weren't we? Seen that, seen that, seen that, seen that. Debuffs, buffs. There we are. Munderstones. Just below it. Okay. Fix an issue where the cooldown buff. No, read that. Dragon Knight. Fix an issue where this ability and its morphs were not displaying their visual effect even if they were the killing blow on the enemy. Okay. Two-hander, reverse slash. Fix an issue where this ability and its morphs would grant slightly less than 300% damage. Bonus against a target at 1% health. Okay, so that wasn't applying its proper damage, so that's been fixed. What do we got? Destruction stuff. Added new icons for each of the elemental variants of destructive touch. Wall of elements and impulse. Just to confuse you, there's some new pictures for you. Fixed an issue where lightning stuff heavy attacks were not commanding your pets to attack the target. They were. I haven't seen that, but I guess there must have been a bug for them to fix it. Wall of elements. Fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs were not displaying correct tooltip information on their tooltip headers. Fair enough. Let's open this window because it's far too bloody hot. Healing Ward. Fix an issue where this ability and its morphs could be cast on environmental traps. That's cheeky. Armor. Fixed an issue where this morph was displaying extraneous buff icons. Okay. So, again, a visual fix. Silver Bolts. Fixed an issue where this excuse me, this ability and its morphs were hiding your weapon visuals for slightly longer. Okay. Fixed an issue where this ability was more for not displaying a debuff. See, these are a few of the things. I'm not looking for these, to be honest. I want to see if the heavy attack has been fixed for the melee guys. Because if you heavy attack and then use an ability, it was getting stuck. Like, the abilities would fire off, the damage would apply, but you wouldn't see the animation. It's really confusing. Mud crabs now stay submerged while burrowing underneath terrain. Excuse me. Anyway, this is going to be the interesting part. I'm going to move up a little bit so you can't sneak that early. Similar to how Munderstones were changed, weapon trait values have also been rebalanced with a focus on improving overall diversity. Almost all weapon traits were buffed, with the exception of sharpened and defending, which were nerfed due to them overperforming. Here it comes. Here it comes. Where are we? Overperforming. They should still remain one of the strongest options for increasing your damage or survivability, but now the power difference between them and other traits is no longer so massive. Preposterous. I know it was preposterous. Was completely redesigned to grant a new combat function and will be an interesting choice for builds seeking to maximize resource recovery gains. So essentially PvP and stuff like that, or really hard rotations for PvE. Pairing the Divine's trait with a recovery Mundus Stone will grant more recovery for the particular stat, but Preposterous will grant you more recovery overall. Uh-oh. Ready for this shit? Here we go. Adjusted the values and bonuses of most weapon traits in the following ways, with the listed values being for two-handed gold quality items. So this is as a base. Here we go. Decisive. Increase the chance to generate one additional ultimate to 40% from 34. That's actually pretty good. I don't mind Decisive. Defending. Reduce the spell and physical resistance granted to 2752 from 5160. Fuck, that hurt. Wow. That's 1.4 out of it. No, you just nearly 2k out of it. That's nuts. Okay, that hurt. Infused. Increase the bonus value granted to the applied enchant to 30% from 20. That's really, really nice. And increase the cooldown reduction to the applied enchant to 50% from 40. Okay. So, infused got boosted to shit. I like that. Known Honed increases the bonus to the weapons damage by 15%. Thank you very much for deconstructing the weapons that you should have kept, you idiot. That's nice. I like that. Powered. Increase the bonus to healing done to 9% from 7. Fair play. Precise. Increase the critical strike chance granted to 9% from 7. That I like. That's really, really nice. Reduce the spell and physical penetration granted to 2752 from 5160. Ouch. That hurt. So this and the new Mundus Stone buff combined is what people are going to be trying to do to fill the gap for, and then put loads of crit in to sacrifice the thief. Shit. Charged, intricate, ornate, and training remain unchanged. Why don't you remove training from the loot table? Leave it in the crafting area where we can make it if we want to, but dump it elsewhere, because I don't remember the last time someone was desperate to farm a training Vicious Ophidian or anything like that. The Preposterous armor trait has been redesigned to give it a combat function. It now grants 11 health, magicka, and stamina recovery as a gold quality item instead of a gold gain. Okay, so 7 pieces, 77 recovery across the board. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like that. It's better than the gold, I guess. If it's a picked up item, you can benefit from it slightly, but torn between two stools on that one. I don't really like Preposterous trait anyway, so I'm kind of ignoring it. But interesting nonetheless. I guess people will run full recovery sets, Willow's Path or whatever it's called, and then those are Preposterous, and then Mundus Stone to boot, and some stupid food to go with it. Reduce the damage on the damage health Oblivion weapon enchants by approximately 6%. That was coming. Weapon enchants will no longer proc if the initial attack is dodged. They shouldn't do anyway. Good, good. Uh-oh. Item sets have received 2 major rebalancing efforts this update, with focus on introducing more counterplay to several item set procs and improving diversity in monster mask choices. To introduce more counterplay to certain item set procs, we've changed the method in which they deal damage. While we're happy with the current damage values of the item sets, having them deliver the damage is unavoidable. Bursts has led to unsatisfying PvP experience. Uh-oh, you know where this is going. The procs of these sets now have unique mechanics to delay their damage, along with accompanying visual effects to allow more time to react to them. To go hand in hand with these release of 2 new monster mask item sets, we've rebalanced most of the older monster masks, to ensure that every monster mask conforms to similar damage, healing, and survivability standards. Most monster masks will be brought up in power, though a few were adjusted slightly downward. Okay, what have they done? Universally adjusted the values of some 1, 2, 3, and 4 piece bonus stats for items. Max health, magicka, and stamina have been increased. Interesting. More resources. Weapon crit and spell crit rating has been increased by 55%. So don't worry too much about your crit, because we're getting some back if you have crit sets on. See, some people were getting decent crit by just skills and thief alone. Now you kind of have to have a trait in your gear to benefit a little bit more from it, which you should do anyway. Physical or spell resistance increased by 13.8%. Physical or spell penetration has been decreased by 22%. Rip Toothfang. Oh dear. So that will be going down to around 4k instead of 5. And that means the Spriggans is going to get hurt too. Any monster set summoned by an item set proc now inherits any bonuses you have. The most notable bonuses are damage done and healing done from passive abilities, major and minor buffs, or champion system. What? Any monsters? Oh, any monsters summoned. Okay, so they work off your base stats. Fine. Bloodspawn. Decrease the amount of ultimate generated by this set's proc to 14 from 15. Minor nerf, but you probably could have hit that a little harder, but never mind. Deathwind. I fucking love this set. This item set now grants crowd control immunity to the enemy after knocking them back. Boo! It was awesome. Only first 4 bonuses are nerfed. Indeed, they are. Oh, you're right. Actually, yeah, true. 4 pieces, so 2 fangs is fine. What do we got? There was a new set, actually. Didn't they say at the top there was a new set where penetration was the 4th piece? So they gave us a new set and nerfed it already. Perfect. Grofdar. Decrease the damage of this item set proc by 10%. That might give you some incentive to try something else. Most people miss with this anyway because they stand about 2 or 3 feet back further than they should, and it doesn't even connect. Alambris. Decrease the damage of this item set proc by 10%. It's not that high anyway. It's nice additional damage, but it's not really high anyway. So that 10% is not going to hurt that much. Lord Warden. Increase the radius of this item's proc to 8 meters from 5. That's very nice. That is a very strong set, and I honestly don't think the radius was big enough, so that's a welcome buff. Narayanef. Increase the damage of this item's set proc by 20%. Ouch. Encouraging single target stuff. Very nice. Night Flame. Increase the proc chance to 5% from 3. Finally. This is a very powerful healer set, and I honestly think it wasn't anywhere close to usable in previous patches. So this tiny increase might actually help quite a lot. Maybe we'll see a few of those. Poisonous Serpent. Increase the proc chance of this item set to 50% from 25, but decrease the damage to 3-4 poison damage instead of 6-8. So essentially the same overall DPS, but not so much slap when you go in PvP. This item set proc now displays a hostile telegraph to the enemy players indicating this area of effect. Okay, that's actually fine, because although Selene is obviously a viable set, especially in PvP, you're normally smacked before you see it happen. Michael, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for subbing. Captain Jack is on the rum. Welcome aboard. Celestrix. Increase the damage of this item set proc by 30%. Decrease the time it takes for the proc to interrupt to 1.5 from 2. Increase the cooldown of the set's proc to 5.5 seconds from 5. Okay, whatever. Change this set item's proc to occur when you take damage instead of when you deal damage. That makes perfect sense. Increase the proc chance on this set from 15 from 5. Ooh, the monster summoned by this set now deals magic damage instead of physical. Seafoam, welcome aboard. Captain Jack has got the rum out for you as well. Thank you. Magic instead of physical. Increase the duration of minor maim debuff applied by the set by 10 seconds instead of 5. See, this is actually very viable now. I do like this. Decent proc chance, especially from being hit. You get hit all the time. 8% chance on a set that procs from being hit. Procs left, right, and center. So this is going to be ridiculous. Damage-wise, doesn't really say how much. Although it would be the alternative to what this was. The only problem with this is the minor maim side of things. If tank's using heroic slash, or you've got the right status effects down from your wall of elements anyway, it tends to already be on the target. So I think this buff or debuff itself is probably a little bit void, but I definitely like this stuff. This here, really nice. So you can run pet builds with a recovery helmet and shoulder set, and Still get another pet come out. Shadow of the Red Mountain. Here we go. You know Viper's got to be in this list. You know, I've already seen it. Shit. I'm going to cover that up for a second. This item's set proc now spawns a volcano that erupts after 1 second and launches a projectile at the closest enemy instead of instantly dealing unavoidable damage. Interesting. It'd be good to see that. This set's proc now only occurs once for each cast of lightning or resto heavy stuff attack. I haven't tested this when it came out, but I'm assuming by that it means that it was working every tick. If so, that's filth. I'm glad they fixed that, because I'm pretty sure that was the oblivion damage stuff, wasn't it? I might be wrong. That could be something else. But anyway, whatever the proc this, yeah, it should only work at the last tick. Slime Core changed the 1-piece bonus to a double 1-piece bonus for both weapon and spell critical strike chance instead of health recovery. That is nice, because that health recovery was shit. You don't need it. There was no point in it. Spawn of Fire increased the damage on this item's proc set by 5%. Fair enough. Changed the 1-piece to max stamina instead. Hello, poison heavy attack builds. Storm Fist increased shock damage of this item's set's proc by 10%, and the physical proportion remains unchanged. Decreased the cooldown on this set to 1 second instead of 2. That's going to be really, really annoying on the Swarm Mother. Very nice. I quite like that. Veladref. Here we go. This item's set proc now occurs after a 1 second delay and displays a warning visual on the set wearer when the proc occurs. So instead of just getting teleport striked by a fucking Nightblade and just bam, 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 everything fires off all at once and you're dead, you see it coming. You know it's coming anyway from a Nightblade, but at least you can see it. Oh, here we go. Viper Sting. This item's set proc now deals its damage over 4 seconds instead of dealing instantly. It's a dot. Oh dear. This item's set proc now drops a spore on the ground in front of you that explodes after 1 second instead of dealing instantly unavoidable damage. So basically all these jump in single shot shit has been altered so that you now have time to get away from it. You can't just be one shot. So if you do die from a one shot, it's kind of your own fault. Quite nice. And I really like this, because this, although it's a very nice set, is a little bit overpowered. It's just the standard first go-to set for anyone using stamina in PvP. You've been over classes changes yet? Slightly, quite possibly. So Veladref nerfed or buffed. It's altered. Veladref basically for PvE will probably still be fine, but for PvP you get to see a 1 second delay before it fires. So the damage I assume is the same. It doesn't say anything about the damage. Fixed a rare issue where some set item procs could critically strike. That would be Valken Scoria. Valken Scoria itself, the initial hit doesn't crit, but the surrounding AoE occasionally did. Armor of Truth. I hate this set. This item set proc will now function correctly when you set an enemy off balance. That's the melee set. It comes from Darkshade, and basically if you put someone off balance, they do more damage to them. You get a buff, but that's only really if you dodge roll or block or something. It's not the same as the magic conversions. Clearance Revenge. Fixed an issue where this item was displaying the wrong name. Light Speaker. Fixed an issue where this item set was not adding spell damage to resto, staff, light and heavy attacks. Interesting. It should. Gonna go now. Catch you later. See you later, Apollo. Ravager. Updated this set tooltip to indicate the cooldown. Okay. Lich updated this set's tooltip to more clearly indicate its proc condition. I thought that was pretty clear. Updated this set's tooltip to more clearly, again, same applies. Traits. Infused. Fixed an issue where the infused weapon trait was not reducing the cooldown on oblivion damage enchants. So oblivion damage got nerfed a bit on the enchants themselves, but the cooldown will be applied properly now. What do we got? A ready check is no longer required for alliance war groups formed through the grouping tool. Good, because every time I wait for people to be ready, there's always one that declines because they're inactive. Like by default they decline. Fix several collision issues. Animation weapons now reappear faster initiating. Okay, this is separate. Food will now consistently be in bowls of characters. Minor issues here, mostly visuals. Fix a number of issues where eyelashes and facial adornments would clip through certain helmets and hats. Okay, I'm going to skip some of this stuff because this is all visuals. What's this? Grofdar Visage, so fixed it, sorry, so that it no longer clips on a Khajiit character's faces. Oh dear. I know when this comes out. It's on the PTS now. Improve the audio used by a number of monsters. Fix an issue. More audio. Crafting and economy. Here we go. I don't know where the class alterations are apart from the ones I've seen at the top. There's a couple of skill changes. DK got a little bit of a nerf, but not much. I don't think there's anything else for that. Learn the recipe or furnishing plan now unlocks the associated skill line. Eat in an alchemy region to learn its first trait now unlocks alchemy line. Corrected an issue where the sound effects from using research scroll was louder than intended. Okay. Fix an issue that prevented drain health and gradual drain health poisons from dealing damage more than once over their duration. Adjusted the icon of potions, of vulnerability to make it clearer that it is a negative effect. What do we got? Renamed High Elf, renamed Dark Elf. Adjusted alchemy writs so they require Nern Root less often. Added poisons to the roster of items requested by alchemy writs. I thought they already were. Oh, they are for master, they're not for the regular ones. Fix an issue during the blacksmith certification quest where your quest marker would appear. So quest fixes for crafting again. Same applies. These two people in Oridon or Starting Cities, wherever you are. Glyphs, potion, speed, no, correctly reduce the cooldown on potions. Never used that one. Fix the names of several furnishing plans. Will now also appear if you have any writ vouchers on hand or banked, given now that you can transfer writ vouchers to your between characters. That's really, really handy actually. That was mentioned up above, that you can transfer writ vouchers across your account. So I kind of like that. Fix an issue where master writs would use inconsistent names when requesting delivery of certain weapon types. Great axe instead of battle axe, healing staff instead of resto staff, frost staff instead of ice staff. Reduce the quantity of Burvis juice required in blue quality furnishing designs from 3 to 3 from 6. Good, because that was quite expensive. Updated. Furious traps found in Clover's survey sites. Every Clover's site will always have one trap that drops leather based on your tailoring passive rank, and one that drops leather. Okay, so you get a lot from those anyway. Art and animation, I'm not going to go too much into those because it's, again, Khajiit having the issue. Whiskers disappear. What about the shield stack and sword skipping around with Infernal Guardian? Are they nerfed? Infernal Guardian got a dip, yeah, it does less damage. Boot buckle straps on the knees, more stuff that you can't really complain about, just fixes that should have been done. Dungeon, oh shit. Uh-oh. The fire maul will call few. I'll piss off. They keep nerfing dungeons. Come on. Stop it. People want hard content. People want to try and get this stuff completed. They don't want it handed to them. Fewer ads during the encounter. You don't need fewer ads if you can't kill it fast enough, which is fine. There are mechanics in play that you can follow to not get overwhelmed with the ads. It's only if you try and over nuke something that you can't nuke that you get too many ads. Bring them down a bit, kill the ads. Bring them down a bit, kill the ads. Don't keep nerfing stuff. Reduce the damage of his Groundquake ability. Do me a favour. Don't like this. Gonna be honest. Uh-oh. Sanctum Ophidia. The additional manticoras that the serpent summons for aid will no longer mysteriously disappear for no reason. That I'm actually really relieved for, because when I saw Sanctum Ophidia, I thought they were going to nerf the shit out of it. Okay, good. Please tell me they fixed Hero of Hrothgar. I think you find they did. Improved treasure chests found in veteran dungeons and trials. Good. Now, simple quality chests will never spawn in veteran dungeons or trials, which significantly improves your chance to get set items from treasure chests in veteran trials and dungeons, or dungeons and trials. So, don't leave chests behind in vet dungeons. They're going to be better. Updated a number of bosses to ensure that they have a chance to drop the same crafting materials or monster trophies that non-boss versions of that monster would normally drop. Adjusted the number of chests that can appear in White Gold Tower and Vaults of Madness to match other dungeons. Reallocated heavy sacks and treasure chests away from areas where your group has to split up, so that no longer need to backtrack to get all the sacks and chests given trial run. So this, I would assume, is heavily going to be inspired, I suppose, from issues that you have in AA and Hellra, specifically Hellra, actually, where you go, well, actually both, where you split up completely. One team goes one way, one team goes the other, and there's always that person who opens all the bloody chests, and the guy on the right, or the guys on the right, can't get them. So now they're repositioning them. Obviously that gives us a little bit more exploration to get involved in, and of course it's fairer to everyone to get the loot. Standardized the appearance rate of heavy sacks and treasure chests in trials to match more of Lorcage and the changes to halls of fabrication. As part of this, we added heavy sacks to Sanctum Orphidia, which did not previously have any. Nice! So with this in mind, more of Lorcage actually has specific spots for heavy sacks and chests, and they are always there. So I'd imagine Sanctum Orphidia, for example, instead of having random chests everywhere, there'll be set locations for them. Mementos. Fix an issue where visual effect of several mementos would appear around your target instead of correctly around you. I saw that. I saw the Dwemer Iron Man outfit type thing just floating in the air. Fix an issue. No. Where? Oh, balls! They fixed it. Fix an issue where dodging mud balls could generate ultimate. Bastards. They took their time, but they fixed it. Ah, wounded. Okay. Guide to Dwemer. What's this? Following books can now be collected. I'm not going to go over that because I don't know where they are. Following books can now be collected outside their associated quests. This is a lot of achievement based stuff for those who like to collect every single book in the game. Certain ones can now be picked up and added to the lore library, and there's a lot of them. Furnishing. Update the furnishing behavior tags of several furnishings to better match their behavior. Adjusted categorized for several furnishings to better match their appearances. For anyone that missed the beginning, when you go to a merchant now and buy furniture, you can actually preview it before you buy it. So you look at something and think it's going to be an amazing chandelier and it's a tiny little shitty candle. That's not going to happen anymore. You can look first. Fix an issue where windows in Matheson Manor would appear to be made of stone when viewed from inside. I can't honestly say I ever noticed that, and that's where I live. This issue could also be seen in the Ultima buildings of the same size. Opening the map in Ebonheart Chateau Home will now open the map to Stonefalls instead of Ebonheart City. Fair enough. Fix an issue to prevent certain stolen furniture from being laundered at the fence. Strange. Oh. From being laundered at the fence. I see. Because the skulls used to pick up. Sometimes they couldn't be laundered. Fix an issue that would cause players to get kicked for inactivity when watching the credits. What the hell? Fix an issue that causes bloom in certain light areas. They really need a preview option for armor. They do, actually. That would be quite interesting. Just deleted all my characters and items because I fancied a fresh start. You got a fresh start. They changed loads of stuff. Woodworking station is now correctly located in Skywatch. Fixed an issue. This isn't all that relevant. Fixes that are niggly, I guess, that have finally been fixed. Reduce the collision of Arthurian so it's easier to move around the room. Fix an issue where the item version of Almalex's Enchanted Lantern would claim to be obsolete during the quest. More quest updates. Nearby treasure chest no longer disappears after completing the quest. Man, they had a lot. Okay. General clarified text found in dungeon cooldown to specify that it only prevents queuing for a new activity. Now, I hope they fixed the group tool because this has been broken for quite some time now. Fixed an issue where the too many searches in rapid succession message would appear too frequently when navigating the listings. That happens just pressing it once sometimes. Fixed an issue where the conversation window wouldn't open while you are swimming. Who swims? You can't even do anything in the water apart from get eaten by slaughterfish or get lost. Nobody really cares about swimming, so I'm surprised that that is actually a thing. I'm surprised that was even found. Maybe people are swimming in their island and can chat. Fixed an issue where the deposit withdrawal window would remain on screen even when the banker walked away. That happens. That's a thing. Issue when selling the last item of the junk into the vendor would cause keypoints to overlap. I think it's mostly PC. Screenshots can now be taken at a character select creation screen. Oh, that's all PC as well. Add a minor clarification to glyph tooltips to indicate their value as maximum benefit glyph provides. Not too much here. Longer product names in the Chrome store will now scale down. Fixed an issue where the champion UI could break if you change zones while having pending champion points. Fixed an issue where the death recap would occasionally not include the name of the creature or player that dealt the kill and blow. That happens a lot in VMOL actually on the twins. Sometimes you don't know who blew you up. Adding missing icons for Ravage health potions. Fixed an issue where passive abilities tutorial would not display when upgrading the passive ability. Gamepad mode, added a quick chat option. Yes, good. I use that. Added guild permissions to the guild text chat. I think we're nearly there. We are. This is the end of it. Unlocking an item in the bank deposit screen will no longer cause a UI error. And we are done. And now everyone's going to complain in the forum. Well, that was fairly interesting. Let's just go over these sets again for people that missed it. A little bit. Well, let's look at the monster sets. There's one here, max stand, max magic, 15% chance when you do damage to create a ring of fire or physical damage, and standing within the ring will give you 200 max spell damage or weapon damage. So this is a little bit random. The healer one is really nice. Healing done to start with, so that's probably going to be about 2% like it normally is. When you heal a friendly target that is under 50% health, you conjure a pool of quenching blood underneath them, which soaks up enemy placed effects. So it sucks up AoEs instantly and heals all friendly targets in the area for 30k health over 3 seconds. This effect can occur once every 35. So in emergency situations, or it's going to be random, but 10k a tick, alongside a dirty health set, max magic, recovery, healing done. When you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, so resto staff obviously, you create a circle of consecrated ground that heals you and your allies within 5 meters. That's a small confined space, that is, for 11k over 10 seconds. So you mix the two together, that's quite nice. That's pretty much it. So we got some new sets, got a couple of new monster sets, obviously got some new dungeons, a shit ton of fixes, and a crap ton of minor nerfs, which people are not going to be happy about, especially sharpened. I don't think people are going to be happy about that. That's quite a nasty one. Let's just confirm where that was, so we can go over that again briefly. Where is it? Here it is. Nope, that's the Munderstones. We nerfed those a little and added some others. Here it is. Sharpened now looks like this. Now, I'm assuming that's the same for staves and stuff as well. So, the idea is obviously to add more diversity to your build so that you alter stones and enchants and all that kind of shit. But what I imagine they're going to do is people are just going to buff up a little more on their penetration debuffs inside trials and dungeons, and then probably end up doing the same damage anyway. But we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. That might overall affect DPS to bring it down a little bit to stop overburning on stuff. Still bloody strong though. It's a bit of a nerf. Maybe you can alter your champion points a bit to plug that gap. We shall see. Overall, not bad. There's a couple nerfs I'm not happy about. I'm definitely not happy about the dungeons, because they nerfed City of Ash, White Gold Tower, ICP, and Mazatun in certain areas where it really wasn't required. Especially City of Ash. I'm not happy about upsetting the Mega Jeff. And also ICP, the first boss. Can you go over class changes? If I can remember where they were. Let me see. I did go over them beginning, but let me see. Class change. It was further up than that, wasn't it? It had a spoiler on it somewhere. Dragon Knight. Nope. It was before that. Also, I do like this. They changed the animations, like dumbed them down a little bit, so that they're not so much in your face. You can actually see what's going on, well, allegedly. We'll check it out on the PTS and see how drastic it is, but like I said, a good example of that is when you have the red bomb, for example, in More of Lorcage, and there's loads of flame dots on the floor. You can't bloody see it, but now I guess you can. Let's see. Class changes, you said. This is the class change section, or general section if you want. You can see that the DK got a little bit of a nerf with burning and poison effect. Dark Talons got altered to physical magic damage instead of physical, and the Stone Fist morph, the one that heals, got a bit of a buff because it can do 28 meters range now instead of 10, which is really, really nice. Surge is now affected by your highest critical strike rating, so magic or weapon, depending on which one is higher. Werewolf animations got altered slightly. Apart from that, that's it. There's no major class alterations. There's nothing about the Templar and such. There's a little bit about the Warden, but it's mostly just making the stamina morphs not be silenced. So no overall class nerfs as such, not massive ones, but the weapons traits, armor traits, well, weapon traits specifically, and the Munda stones are what really got affected. So we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, we're good. So what I'm going to do is take a quick break, I think, get rid of this, and then boot up PTS. We can see what's going on. Where are we? Yeah. Well, I'll put the link. I have actually put the link in the description already, but I will take this link again and post it in here for you, for anyone who's already watching and want to go over it on their own. How many new dungeons are coming out? 2 of them. There's actually 2. There is Falkreath. What the hell is it called? Falkreath something. I've lost it already. It's at the top. Halls? I might be wrong. Where's it gone? 2 new dungeons. Falkreath Hold, sorry, and Bloodroot Forge. I don't know what to make on the PTS. Anything you want. Yeah, that's it. Well, thank you all for watching. That was quite long. I do apologize, but there was a lot of notes to go through. I am going to go on to the PTS in a moment, but I need to get everything set up first. So what I'm going to do is have around kind of 3-4 minute break, grab drinks and stuff, and then I'll get set up and you can see what's going on. So I shall be back in a few moments. Speak to you very, very soon.